the off-grid project. A beautiful day on the homestead. It is Monday, I think the 17th of June. Beautiful day, but we had frost again. I have to hurry up with my camera. We have frost all the time now. We've had frost the last few nights. Now the camera doesn't lie. It's 10 degrees colder here than in town. We're in lower land. And whatever it is in town, it's colder here. And that doesn't lie. We have frost again. I know some people for some reason doubt me. And I said the date right here in the video. Oops, I can't focus. There's frost on the plants. It's not a heavy frost, it's a light dusting, but it comes every night now. We get, I can tell when there's frost because it gets cold at night, really cold in the house. And then we have somewhat warm days, still in the 50s and 60s, sometimes 70s now. But yeah, still freezing at night. So the plan now is to use raised beds for growing, because with our schedule working out of town and getting up so early in the mornings and leaving, there's no way we'd have time to uncover our plants every morning before the sun baked them. So we're going to have to just use raised beds and have them protected like that, and then I think they'll be fine. So that's the goal today. I put one board up in the greenhouse frame, and I'm going to use that for framing, and I'm going to keep on going and build us some raised bed gardens today. That's the plan anyway. So guys, over here I'm working on an idea for the greenhouse raised beds. Now, don't have many pallets. I think I have 4, maybe 5 pallets left on the whole property that are not being used. It'd be great if I could do 2 rows of pallets and make myself the grow beds. I'm going to have a U shape like this and come around. But I'm thinking I can use what pallets I have for framing, and then those half rounds, the cutoffs I was going to use for fencing, I can use for the greenhouse. It'll be beautiful and unique and unlike anything else anybody's ever done. It'll look very good. And I'm going to line it with plastic though to protect the wood from rotting for durability. Well, I'm getting stuff together. I decided to speed things up. I'm going to use some of these flatboards that I had on hand. I'm going to use as much scrap material I have on hand or left over from other projects that I can right now to speed this up. So I'm going to build the back wall first and then start filling it and then start moving along the sides. And hopefully we'll have room for a raised bed in the middle when I'm done. But I've got to see how it looks first. So I'm still hauling materials out. I got my beloved Ryobi set here. So soon I'll be measuring and getting to work. Okay, I cut the first pallet to fit. I cut a lot more meat off than I thought I was going to here to fit the curve of the greenhouse frame. Now I'm going to set up a middle one, and I'm going to have to put a board across, tack them together, and then cut the one for the back section. So I'm using pallets for main support, and then boards and scrap for whatever else, and then I'll use the half rounds for decoration and inside framing as needed. I mean inside wall. So the outside wall will be pallets as much as I can, as much as I have for strength and support. And then when I go on with the plastic, I'll have to obviously frame in to protect the plastic from snagging on the pallet wood in the future. But I have time to worry about that then once I'm done setting this up. So there's one piece. Well, I have one outer wall done. I propped up a board here to hold that from falling on me. And I simply use scrap lumber to tie them in between each board and give me a sort of a ledge up there for stability. I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom later, and well, using some scraps I'll tie them in at the bottom so they don't push out and fall apart on me. But also that metal bar on the outside edge and the back wall itself is going to help support the whole frame, and I'm going to have cross bracing inside as well, so it should be good, especially when I do the cross bracing. I don't even think I need to tie them in at the bottom, to be honest, because of the cross bracing is going to keep them from wedging out and reduce the amount of material I need. The only thing is I got to consider rot with time. So yeah, I'm making this up as I go along, but 3 pallets wide got me a back wall, and now I can start framing in my lumber here for the inner wall of that, and then Melanie and I can start filling it already, and I'm going to pick at the side walls as we go. But we have to really fast hurry up and get the legs of the U done, the base of the U, the bottom of the U, today, so we can get our plants in. And it's going to rain all week, so this is perfect timing. Get it done today as much as I can, get the plants in, and let it rain on them. Now, to give more insulating quality for the roots of the plants and more material, I don't know if I'm crazy at this idea, but I have zip tied a board at an angle on the sidewall. Now, I don't know if I want to stick with this idea or not. I was thinking it gives me more material, but now that I actually do it, I see it's huge amount of material I'm going to have to fill. I don't know what benefits I'll have, so I might be better off going straight up and down. It's 2 feet wide here. I'm thinking I might be better off straight up and down, less fill here, and put insulating material in the outside, scrap styrofoam in the future, on the outside edges to help insulate that, because that is just a lot of fill. That's the thing that bugs me, and it's going to be awkward to get that in there, and as the dirt settles with time, I'm not sure how that's going to work out. It'll also have a lot more outward pushing action here, and it's going to be more awkward to work with. So I think I'm going to straighten it up. I also lose a few inches on the height overall. So I think I'm going straight up and down now that I see it. But I've screwed one in place here with a 2-foot width. I want to screw one in there. I know that's not where it's going to go. I'm just sizing up to see if I'll have room for a center grow bed when I'm done. I want to see what size grow beds I'm going to have. And then once I got the flow of things and I know what I'm doing, I'll start recording my actual work. Okay, I got the framing done for the one grow bed. 20 inches wide by 4 feet deep. 40 inches deep, actually. Looks like a cow stall for herding the cattle in, because it runs around and around and around. So it's 40 inches high, raised bed. The middle area is, I think, 6 feet. It's 80 inches, so it's close to 6 feet. 20-inch grow beds here and here, all the way around. So I think that's sufficient. That should extend my growing season nicely and not take too long to thaw out in the warmer weather. What's really cool is I used one of my own boards that I cut myself on my own lumber mill. Really cool. That's a cutoff that I saved when making a 4x4, and it works perfect for that. And I didn't even really have to cut the ends off, because the overlaps will help stop the next board when I put them in here this way. That's fine. Any overlaps is no problem at all, really, as long as I don't go too far, because I got plastic sheeting coming inside when I'm done. So, looking good. Now I gotta stop and think a minute. But I used some scrap boards and a couple screws to hold that up in place for me when I I tacked it up temporarily as I worked. But we're looking good. Now I've got to start. It's going to get really complicated going now, because for the next step I'm going to be working on making the framing myself. I just don't have enough pallets, and I'm going to have to make framing and use half rounds cutoffs from lumber that I was going to use for my fencing, and that's going to take some time.